Hello, dear friends. Today we're in for something truly special. This will be one of those adventures that sticks with you for a long time. We're going to play the floor is lava mode. And I have to say, today is going to be hot in every sense of the word. Imagine us jumping from platform to platform, trying to avoid the boiling lava that's literally bubbling beneath our feet. I'm already excited because this isn't just a game. It's a real test of agility, speed, and the ability to make quick decisions.
Ha! In this challenge, it's not just agility that'll be tested, but also the strength of your spirit. Because when there's lava boiling beneath you, it's not just about jumping, it's about surviving. And every step needs to be filled with adrenaline, every move carefully calculated. You think this is just a regular game? No, this is a real test. Lava doesn't forgive mistakes, and if you hesitate even for a second, it's over. You lose. So, get ready for a truly fiery show.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Lava is no joke. It's literally beneath our feet, and even the slightest mistake could lead to us ending up in a river of fire. I can imagine us trying to jump from one narrow platform to another, hoping not to slip. Every time the lava gets closer, my heart starts beating faster, and you start wondering, can I really do this? But we don't have a choice, do we? We have to keep going and hope that our skills and your support will help us get through this terrifying challenge.
Honestly, lava is just awful. All that heat, the flames everywhere, and you can literally feel the hair on your head burning from the temperature. I can't even think about it without feeling grossed out, let alone actually participate in such a challenge. But someone's got to do the dirty work, right? We'll be jumping, we'll be dodging, and all of that just to avoid falling into that fiery abyss. Just think about it. Lava doesn't forgive mistakes, and I absolutely hate losing.
But that's exactly what makes the game so exciting, friends. This isn't just a challenge for us. It's a challenge for everyone watching us. You'll see how we overcome difficulties together, how we deal with the heat, the lava, the obstacles that await us at every turn. It's a real adventure that requires not just agility, but also support. And I'm sure that with your help, we'll succeed. You're with us, right?
Of course they're with us. They wouldn't leave us in a moment like this, when everything's on the line. And you know what? When things get really intense, when the lava is literally under our feet, I want to see all your support. Because in those moments, we need every drop of energy, every word of encouragement to get through this fiery ordeal. We'll fight to the end, and I know we're not alone.
Guys, we've been through so much together. These exciting moments where we overcome challenges, celebrate victories, and deal with setbacks. It's all thanks to you. If you like what we're doing and want to see even more adventures, don't forget to hit that like button.
Yes, the like button isn't just a button. It's your way of saying, keep up the great work. Every like you give us is a boost of energy that drives us to push through and tackle even tougher levels. So, come on, don't hold back.
And please subscribe to our channel. I always worry that you might miss something important. With a subscription, you'll be up to date on all our new videos and won't miss any of our adventures. I'll be a little less anxious too.
And of course, don't forget to leave comments. We always read what you write, and it helps us improve. Just keep it respectful, or it might spoil the mood. Want to see something specific? Let us know. Your opinion matters.
So, friends, likes, subscriptions, and comments are what help us grow and improve. Let's make our channel even better together. Story time. This moment starts with a story about how Tim organized a robot building contest in his yard and faced unexpected challenges. Today's story is going to be absolutely thrilling. Tim decided to host a real robot building contest right in his yard. It all started when he gathered his friends and neighbors to show what they could do. It was like a real festival. Imagine, each participant brought their unique ideas and materials to create their dream robot. The air was filled with laughter, conversation, and the spirit of competition. Each person had their own goal, to make their robot the smartest and most agile. It's especially heartwarming to see everyone around enjoying and being inspired, as it was a true celebration of engineering and creativity.
But, as often happens, not everything went smoothly, and that's where the problems began. Some robots started malfunctioning, causing a real commotion. One robot unexpectedly started moving erratically, leading to the complete destruction of other creations. People began arguing about who was at fault, whether it was the malfunction or the design itself. Real discussions and discontent flared up, especially when someone started blaming others for their robot not working properly. This led to a storm of emotions and dissatisfaction among the participants, and sometimes even conflicts arose that needed immediate resolution to prevent ruining the celebration.
Exactly. I was really worried for Tim at that moment. Despite all his efforts, some robots started failing at the worst possible times. Each time something went wrong, Tim's stress and worry increased. He tried to fix the problems on the fly, which was very stressful, especially with all eyes on him. I constantly worried that he might feel overwhelmed and disappointed due to the numerous technical issues. The drive to fix everything and ensure the contest went smoothly was a heavy burden, and I feared that he might just burn out and feel like a failure.
Oh, and let's not forget the nightmare of the mess. All those leftover parts, rusty bits of metal, and general debris piling up in the corner of the yard were dreadful. After all the technical issues, there was a real mess. Broken parts, old wires, and dirt. It all created a truly unpleasant sight. Fixing and dealing with the problems didn't add any joy to the situation. I always feel disgusted by such messes. But even in this case, Tim managed to stay calm and persistent. He tackled the issues and kept working despite all the discomfort and unpleasant moments.
But despite all the challenges, the robot building contest turned out to be a real success. Tim and his friends learned lessons from all the problems and difficulties, and each participant had a blast. In the end, even the most unpleasant moments became part of an exciting adventure. The atmosphere was filled with support and mutual help. It was a day that will be remembered for a long time, and we all came together to make it a true celebration of engineering and friendship. So let's congratulate Tim and all the participants for overcoming the challenges and making this day unforgettable. And the next story will be about a time travel adventure with an antique clock story is about Tim, who found an antique clock in his grandmother's attic. These clocks turned out to be magical and could transport him to different eras. He was thrilled with this discovery and decided to embark on an amazing journey. His first stop was the era of knights.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Tim immediately found himself in the middle of a knightly tournament, where he had to face many challenges. He saw knights battling it out in the tournament, and not all of them were friendly. He had to avoid fights and find a way to gather the necessary information to get back home.
I was really worried about Tim when he ended up in a dangerous situation. He accidentally found himself in a castle full of mysterious traps and ancient mechanisms. He had to solve complex puzzles to find a way to the next stage of his journey and return to the clock.
The time-traveling adventure in the era of knights wasn't without its unpleasant aspects. Tim faced unbearable dirt and discomfort, as living conditions back then were far from ideal. It was a real test for him.
Tim successfully overcame the challenges and returned home with a wealth of incredible experiences. He saw how knights lived and learned to appreciate modern life. His journey turned out to be a true adventure, bringing him joy and new knowledge.
Although Tim went through many difficulties, he came out of this experience stronger and more confident. These challenges taught him how to handle any problems that might arise in the future.
After this journey, Tim became more cautious. He realized how important it is to be attentive and respect the past. He learned to cherish every moment and understand the consequences of his actions.
Despite all the hardships and unpleasantness, Tim appreciated the comfort of his own time. This journey taught him to value the cleanliness and convenience of modern living conditions.
We've just finished our amazing adventure with the antique clock and time travel. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. If you liked what we did, please don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us know that you enjoy our stories and want to see more.
Yeah, a like isn't just a button. It's a way to support us and show that we're on the right track. Every like is like fuel for our enthusiasm. We're working hard to create even more exciting stories and adventures, and your support is crucial. So don't hold back. Hit that button.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I always worry that you might miss our new videos if you're not subscribed. Subscribing is your way to ensure you don't miss any important stories. We release new videos regularly, and staying updated is really convenient.
Also, leave your comments below the video. We read each one and truly value your feedback. Your suggestions help us improve our content and make it more interesting for you. But let's keep it polite. Constructive criticism and suggestions really help, while rudeness can spoil the mood.
Don't forget, your opinion is very important to us. We want our content to be just how you like it. So, leave your comments and share your thoughts. Until next time, and have a great day. Hello, are you subscribed to our channel? If not, I'm giving you 5 seconds to subscribe and hit that like button. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Did you make it? If so, let's get started.
Hello, subscribers. Today, Tim is going to take on a super fun but dangerous mode called Skateboard Obby. Guys, I really hope Tim stays safe and doesn't end up in the hospital.
I won't let Tim end up in the hospital. This is really scary, but to be honest, there's no reason to get angry just yet.
Ew, what are those nasty red things? I think if Tim steps on them, it won't end well for him. Tim, maybe you should slow down a bit and be more careful.
Guys, look at how fast Tim is skating. Woohoo! This is so cool and fun. Don't be boring, join in the fun with us.
It's fun, but also very dangerous. Tim could fall and get seriously hurt. What then? Tim, please don't risk your health for the thrill.
I'm incredibly frustrated that there are all these obstacles making it harder for Tim to reach the finish line. Damn it, who even thought of this?
I agree, these obstacles are really disgusting. If Tim falls off the skateboard, he could get hurt. I hate blood. I hate seeing it. Ugh, it's so gross.
Guys, what if we look at this situation from a different angle? Tim is doing a great job, despite all the challenges. We can see how skillfully he navigates the obstacles and enjoys skating. So let's cheer him on and share in the joy together. I'm sure Tim can make it to the end. I have no doubt.
Joy, but look how high it is here and the distance Tim has to jump on his skateboard. The gap between the tiles.
I'm about to erupt like a volcano. Damn it. These obstacles are driving me crazy. Those huge spinning balls that are blocking Tim from reaching the end. This is going to be tough, but Tim needs to focus and make it to the finish line.
All right, I have to admit, I actually like it when Tim goes through these challenges quickly. I just want to get to the end as fast as possible so I don't have to watch all of this.
You're right. Look at how quickly and skillfully Tim is handling everything. I had no idea he was so good at skateboarding. What do you think, viewers? Are you enjoying it?
Yes, but those long red bars are still dangerous. They could knock Tim off and it's a long way down.
Okay, Tim needs to stay focused on completing the course to enjoy the ride, but he also needs to be careful and not get hurt.
Okay, guys, maybe we could take a short break from the gameplay and share a couple of interesting stories with our viewers. I think no one will mind. And remember, your support is really important to us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started.
Today, we're going to tell you an amazing story about how we once helped heal a sick dog named Archie. But the most unusual part came afterward. Archie turned out to be not just any dog, but a talking dog. As the emotions of the veterinarian, we went through an incredible adventure filled with anxiety, disgust, anger, and of course, joy.
It all started when Archie's owner brought him into our clinic. As soon as I saw him, I felt a surge of rage. How could someone let this poor dog get into such a state? I was ready to give that woman a piece of my mind, but I knew we needed to help Archie first.
The sight of Archie at first filled me with intense disgust. His fur was all matted, he smelled terrible, and his wounds looked awful. But I quickly pushed down my feelings. We needed to act and help him, no matter how unpleasant it was.
I was really worried at first that we wouldn't be able to save Archie. He looked so bad that all kinds of anxious thoughts started running through my mind. What if he didn't make it? But we all decided to fight until the end.
Every day, we saw Archie getting stronger and healthier. And then, when he was almost fully recovered, a miracle happened. Archie spoke. You should have seen our shock. It turned out he had understood people all along, but couldn't tell them how much pain he was in. Now he thanked us for our help and promised to be our friend forever.
I immediately felt proud of our work. We didn't just heal a dog, we helped a true friend. And now, no one will ever hurt Archie again, not while I'm around.
Now that Archie is clean and healthy, all those unpleasant feelings toward him are gone. He's become almost like a member of our family. Who would have thought that from this dirty, sick dog would grow such a loyal and grateful friend?
This experience taught me that even in the toughest situations, there's always a way out. The key is not to give up and to do everything you can.
So that's our story about how Archie became a true friend of our clinic. And every time he visits us, we all remember those anxious but joyful days when we managed to save him. Hey guys! Did you enjoy the story? If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And now let's move on to the next one. Oh, what a blast we had at the skating rink. Tim and his friends were skating, laughing, and scoring goals one after another. Tim was playing hockey so well that it seemed like no one on the ice was faster or more skilled than him. I was absolutely glowing with happiness, seeing him enjoy the moment. The ice sparkled under the skates, and everyone was in high spirits. It was the perfect day for games and laughter. Everything was going great until
Until that moment, when I felt something was about to go wrong. You know, I always get a bit anxious when it comes to speed and ice. These sticks, pucks, and ice, they can be really dangerous. I started watching Tim's every move closely. When he began to pick up speed, I tensed up. And then, oh no! Tim accidentally bumped into Max, and he fell onto the ice with such a loud crash that everything inside me froze. I got scared for Max, and I couldn't stop thinking about how serious it might be.
It made me so mad. How could this happen? I instantly felt a rush of anger because I knew Tim didn't mean to hurt his friend, but that's exactly what happened. Max fell, and I immediately knew something was wrong with his arm. Why did it have to end like this? Thoughts started swirling in my head. What if Tim had been more careful? What if they had played more cautiously? But there was no turning back time, and we had to deal with the situation.
The moment I saw Max clutching his arm, I felt a wave of disgust. That sound when something breaks, just awful. I couldn't even bear to look at it, but I knew we had to act. The injury looked bad, and Max was groaning in pain. It made me feel sick, but even worse was knowing that Tim now felt guilty about what happened.
After Max was taken to the hospital, I tried to support Tim. Yes, Max broke his arm, and that was terrible. But true friends stick together through tough times. Tim kept calling Max to check on him. And then, when Max was discharged, we went to visit him.
At the hospital, I was still uneasy. When the doctor confirmed that Max had indeed broken his arm and had a cast put on, my worries intensified. What if it takes a long time for his arm to heal? What if Max can't play hockey anymore? But it turned out to be not as bad as I feared. The doctor said Max would fully recover in a few weeks, and that eased my mind a bit.
But even then, I couldn't let go of my anger. Tim felt guilty, but he just wanted to have fun. It was an accident, but I knew Tim would learn from this and be more careful. And while my anger gradually subsided, I was ready to defend Tim if anyone tried to blame him.
When we got back to Max's house, I still felt a little disgusted looking at that big cast. But you know what? Tim suggested they decorate it, and it turned out to be a lot of fun. I stopped thinking about unpleasant things and focused on how we were creating little masterpieces right on the cast. It felt much better seeing Tim and Max laugh at the funny drawings.
And there we were, the three of us sitting on the couch, surrounded by colorful markers, having a great time decorating Max's cast. Tim was drawing sunbeams, Max was drawing stars, and I was helping them come up with ideas. We created a whole world on that cast. And you know what? The laughter and joy came back. Max wasn't as worried about his arm anymore, and Tim felt like he did something good for his friend.
In the end, I was still a bit worried about Max, but I knew everything would be okay now. He has friends who are ready to support him at any moment. And this incident taught all of us that even when something bad happens, it's important to stick together and support each other.
As for me, I realized that sometimes you need to give your emotions time to calm down. Yes, I was angry, but I saw how much Tim truly cared about Max. That helped me calm down and see that things weren't so bad.
And although the cast initially grossed me out, it eventually became a real work of art. All the unpleasantness is behind us, and now we can enjoy the fact that we gave Max a pleasant surprise.
So this is a story about how we all got through a tough moment together and turned it into something good. Now, Tim and Max are not just friends, but artists who created a masterpiece right on the cast. And what could be better than friendship and joy, even if they start with challenges?
Guys, while we were telling stories, Tim almost completed this challenge. Finally, those scary ramps are behind him. I'm so happy for him. Now it's just victory ahead.
Guys, thanks for being with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. See you soon.
Bye, everyone.
See you!
Bye-bye, dear ones.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joy. With me are my friends Anxiety, Anger, and Disgust. Today, we're going to play the game mode Escape Evil Stepdad.
Guys, did you hear what he said to our boy Tim? I'm really scared. What if this evil stepdad does something bad to us?
What does that jerk think he's doing? All right, we're not wasting any time. The window! We can escape through the window. We're not going to let this old man boss us around.
Great, we've been spotted. That guy is so annoying. So what's the plan now?
I think we can get out through the next window. Yes, definitely. Let's go. We'll make it out. Everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so Tim can defeat the evil stepdad. Also, comment down below which mode we should play next.
Joy, how can you stay so calm in a situation like this? It's really, really scary. I can't even think about what would happen if Tim falls or gets caught by the stepdad. I'm so scared.
Wow, look at those huge saw. It's pretty creepy for sure. But hey, don't worry everyone. We're going to kick that old man's butt. And as for the other obstacles, Tim's a smart kid. He'll manage to get through this and escape.
Oh no, this is terrible, dangerous, and gross. Don't we have any other options for escape? Why is it always lava, saws, and knives?
All right, if that's our only escape plan, then we don't have much choice. But honestly, it's not that bad. Look around. Everything's actually kind of friendly, don't you think?
Oh no! It's the evil stepdad! I get so scared when he's around and watching us. We need to sneak past him as quietly and carefully as possible, but it's so terrifying.
I'm about to explode with anger. What does he want from us? Why is he staring at Tim? Stupid evil stepdad.
It stinks. Ugh, how badly he smells. Does this guy even know what a shower is? He clearly doesn't practice hygiene at all.
Guys, I think we need to hurry and escape through that ventilation. The evil stepdad is nearby and he might catch us. Tim, please hurry,
Oh no, it's so cramped here. I'm scared. Why do we always have to crawl through ventilation? Ah! The evil stepdad is so close to Tim. Let's hurry. I'm really terrified.
If it weren't for this grate, I'd definitely show him my strength. Go, Tim. Move forward and don't look back. We need to escape from this damn home prison.
Oh God, these huge lawnmowers. This is terrifying. They're so loud and stinky, I can't stand them. When are we ever going to get out of here?
Lawnmowers! I think this isn't the toughest challenge for Tim. He'll manage it. Guys, I think this is a great moment to share a couple of interesting stories with our viewers. So, let's see if you can hit that like button and subscribe in 5 seconds. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Did you make it? If not, I'm giving you another 5 seconds.
Joy, I think everyone has managed to do it. It's time to move on to the stories.
We love being emotions for Tim. Once, while walking through the forest, he stumbled upon an old box decorated with strange symbols. Tim was ecstatic when he discovered it was magical and could grant wishes. The box was special. It could only grant wishes that helped others. Tim immediately decided to use it to make the world a better place.
Of course, I was a bit worried. Powerful things like a magical box can be dangerous if used incorrectly. Tim started small. He wished for his friend Jack, who was sick, to get better. And believe it or not, Jack did get better. Tim was thrilled, but I couldn't shake my anxiety. What if the wishes had side effects?
I was a bit annoyed that Tim didn't first check how the box worked. He was so excited about helping others that he didn't think about the consequences. But when we saw Jack healthy and happy, my anger subsided. Tim used the box with good intentions, and that was important. I hoped he'd be wise and not wish for something that could cause problems.
When Tim began using the box for more significant changes, like helping the local animal shelter, I felt a twinge of unease. He had good intentions, but the box looked old and a bit creepy. I couldn't shake the feeling that something might go wrong. But all of Tim's wishes came true exactly as he intended, which gave us all hope.
Each new wish Tim made brought joy and relief to those around him. He wished for new swings and slides in the park, and soon the city authorities installed new equipment. Tim also helped his family and neighbors, and even organized aid for those in need. The box was a real miracle, but most importantly, Tim learned the value of helping others and being kind.
Still, I continue to worry. How long would the box work? And what would happen if Tim wished for something wrong or selfish? I knew Tim was a good boy, but the box's power was too great to underestimate. I hope Tim would be careful and wise with his wishes.
It sometimes frustrated me when Tim faced difficulties or when people didn't understand his good intentions. He tried so hard to help, but some people just didn't see how much he was doing for everyone. It wasn't fair, but I was proud of how Tim handled these situations. He didn't give up and continued to do good.
The box, though it brought much good, still seemed a bit strange and unsettling to me. But over time, I learned to accept it as part of our lives. The main thing was that Tim used it for good deeds and learned along the way. We all understood that the box wasn't just a magical object, but a tool that helped Tim and others become better.
In the end, Tim learned that true magic wasn't in the box, but in his own good deeds and actions. Even without magical help, he could bring joy and relief to others simply by being attentive and caring. The box disappeared as suddenly as it had appeared, leaving behind not only good deeds but valuable lessons that Tim would remember for a lifetime. We were happy to be part of this amazing story and to see how our Tim grew and became kinder and wiser. Today is a big day in Tim's head. His parents gave him a brand new phone and Tim is over the moon with happiness. He had been dreaming about this for a long time and now he finally got such an amazing gift. Tim immediately started setting up the phone, downloading games and apps. We all felt his joy and excitement. It was contagious.
On the other hand, I was a bit worried. New phones are so fragile, and Tim can sometimes be a bit careless. I kept reminding him to put on a protective case and screen cover to avoid breaking the phone. And of course, there's the internet and social media. What if he gets into some unpleasant situation?
When Tim started telling his friends about the new phone, I felt a slight irritation. Some kids immediately started feeling jealous, and one even joked that Tim would soon become addicted to the phone. That made me angry. Tim deserved this gift, and it's not his fault that not everyone has such things. I wanted his friends to be happy for him, not tease him.
A particularly unpleasant moment was when Tim started watching a lot of videos online. Some of them were frankly boring and pointless. I felt disgusted that he was wasting so much time on nonsense. I tried to hint to Tim that it would be better to use the phone for something useful or interesting, like learning something new or connecting with friends.
But overall, there was a lot of joy. Tim found many useful apps online that helped him learn and grow. He even started trying to program simple games. It was so great to see how the new phone opened up new opportunities and hobbies for him.
Of course, I continued to worry a bit about the time he spent on the phone. I tried to remind him that it's important not to forget about real life and friends, as well as studying. We all work together to find a balance between fun and useful activities.
And when Tim started sharing useful knowledge and interesting discoveries with his friends, I felt proud. He wasn't just enjoying his new phone, but also using it to help others and share joy. This was a real example of how technology can be used for good.
Sometimes I was still concerned that Tim might get too absorbed in something not very useful. But I was glad that he became more mindful and started choosing quality content. It was important to see that he wasn't just consuming information, but also learning to critically evaluate it.
In the end, the new phone became not just a gadget for Tim, but a tool for self-expression and self-development. We were all happy that we could help him find the right path and learn to use technology wisely and joyfully.
Guys, write in the comments how you like the stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Also, to not miss new videos, click the bell icon.
Guys, we're almost there. If we defeat Evil Stepdad, we can return home. We have to believe in ourselves and each other.
Yes, enthusiasm alone isn't enough. This evil stepdad has been getting in our way for too long. We need to act quickly and decisively.
His laugh is so annoying and he smells awful. I hope we can handle this without too much trouble.
Oh no, what if we can't beat him? He's so strong and cunning. Do we have a backup plan?
Don't worry, Anxiety. We have a plan, and we're ready. We're all different, but that's our strength. Anger, you can distract him with your intensity. Disgust, use your sense of smell to find his weak spot. And Anxiety and I will support you and keep an eye on the situation.
Great, I'm ready to get angry and end this for good.
Of course! Together we will win! Let's show the evil stepfather that he picked the wrong team to mess with!
Yes! We did it! We defeated the old evil stepfather. He got what he deserved. Well done, team. To our viewers, thank you for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe. Goodbye, everyone.
Hi everyone, today we're going to play Roblox in the game mode MR Yummy Supermarket. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give us a like, and also leave a comment about which game mode you'd like to see next. Let's get started.
I have a feeling that Mr. Yummy is not the cleanest person. Just look at this place. There are sauces spilled everywhere. It looks like ketchup and mustard. It smells so bad. It seems like something else has gone bad here too. He really needs to hire a cleaning company to sort this out.
Oh, look at this mess. Just look at the floor. There are puddles everywhere. This place is disgusting. How can anyone work in such a filthy environment? And that Mr. Yummy guy looks so smug, like he doesn't care at all.
I know. It's really unsettling. What if those puddles are something harmful? What if they're dangerous? I'm really worried about Tim. What if he slips and hurts himself? We need to be extra careful here.
Seriously, how can someone be so careless? If he can't even keep his supermarket clean, what else is he neglecting? I'm so angry just thinking about it. We should do something about this.
I just keep thinking about all the potential hazards. What if those puddles are hiding something worse? We need to make sure Tim doesn't get hurt. I'm so anxious just looking at this place.
Well, we have to deal with it. If Mr. Yummy can't clean up his own mess, we might have to find a way to help him. But I'm not going to be happy about it.
Agreed. Let's just focus on keeping Tim safe and getting out of here. I'm too worried about all the dangers in this place to think about anything else right now.
I think these cashiers are unhappy with their work. Some look like they're hungry, others seem exhausted. Mr. Yummy doesn't seem to care about his employees at all and makes them work to the bone. We need to do something about this. Maybe punish him and help the cashiers.
Wow, look at this room. It's like a magical playground for kids. The walls are painted with bright colors, and there are so many toys and games scattered around. It's so cheerful and fun. I bet kids love spending time here.
Ugh, are you serious? Look closer. The toys are all over the place, and some of them look really dirty. There are crumbs and stains on the carpet, and it smells a bit musty. It's not as charming as it seems.
Come on, it's supposed to be a fun space for kids. A little mess is normal. Besides, those toys look like they've had a lot of happy playtime. The room has a lot of potential to be a great place for children.
Maybe, but the filth and disorganization are hard to ignore. I can't help but feel grossed out by the mess and the smell. It's not just a little mess. It's pretty disgusting.
I understand that it might not be perfect, but the overall vibe is still positive. If someone cleaned it up a bit, it would be a fantastic space for kids to play and enjoy themselves.
Well, I suppose you're right about the potential, but it definitely needs a thorough cleaning before it can be truly enjoyable. I just hope someone takes care of it soon.
Exactly. With a bit of tidying up, this could be an amazing room for kids. Let's hope it gets the attention it needs.
Story time! Now we're going to tell you a story about Tim.
Today, we have an exciting story about how Tim saved the population from a zombie apocalypse. Imagine, our brave Tim found himself in the middle of a zombie outbreak and had to figure out how to save everyone. It was quite an adventure.
Oh no, not a zombie apocalypse. I was panicking from the start. What if Tim couldn't find a safe place? What if the zombies were too strong? I kept worrying about him as he tried to find a way out of this terrible situation.
Stop worrying, Anxiety. Tim isn't just any guy. He's a real hero. Sure, zombies are dangerous, but if anyone can stop them, it's him. If needed, I'll personally deal with those zombies to help Tim save people.
Ah, zombies are just revolting. Their appearance and smell are horrifying. I was completely grossed out. I hope Tim can handle this without getting too close to such disgusting things.
When Tim started taking action, he first gathered a group of survivors and led them to a safe shelter. He came up with a plan for safe movement and defense. Despite the dangers, he kept a positive attitude and inspired others with his actions.
I couldn't stop worrying as Tim led people through ruined cities and dense forests. Every step was risky, and I feared something would go wrong. He did an incredible job ensuring everyone's safety.
Tim acted quickly and decisively. When zombies tried to breach their shelter, he took up arms and protected the people. I was so proud of him for showing he wasn't afraid to fight to protect those with him. We won't let anyone suffer because of these zombies.
With every encounter with zombies, my discomfort grew. These creatures were truly horrific, but I knew I had to support Tim. Despite my revulsion, I recognized that his bravery and determination were crucial for survival.
In the end, thanks to Tim's bravery and skill, the residents were able to build a new safe place and begin rebuilding. Tim became a real hero, and everyone was grateful for his efforts and courage. We were all so happy that we could help him in this great endeavor. It was a story of true heroism and friendship.
I still can't help but admire how Tim managed through this terrible ordeal. He turned panic and fear into hope and safety. It was a very tough moment, but he did everything right.
See anxiety? Tim handled it despite all the difficulties. He defeated the zombies and protected the people. I'm proud of his resilience and bravery.
Yes, despite the horrible moments and the disgust I felt, I'm glad Tim was able to handle the situation. Now we can hopefully rest easy and hope such horrors won't happen again.
And that's the end of our story, friends. Tim showed that even in the toughest situations, hope and strength can be found for the fight. I hope you enjoyed this story as much as we did.
The next story will be about how Tim went on a round-the-world journey.
We have an exciting story about how Tim embarked on a round-the-world journey. Picture this. Tim decided to travel to every corner of the globe, discovering new cultures, meeting interesting people, and having adventures like never before. It was a journey full of joy and wonder.
Oh, traveling around the world sounds thrilling, but it also makes me anxious. What if Tim gets lost in a foreign country? What if something goes wrong with his plans? There are so many unknowns, and I can't help but worry about his safety and well-being throughout this entire journey.
Enough with the worrying, anxiety. Tim is a brave adventurer. He's going to face challenges head on and show the world what he's made of. Sure, there might be bumps along the way, but I believe in his strength and determination. If anyone can handle a global journey, it's him.
Traveling can be so grimy and uncomfortable sometimes. All those crowded airports, dirty hotels, and strange foods. Yuck! I'm already feeling grossed out thinking about all the mess and unpleasantness Tim might encounter. But I suppose he has to endure it to experience the world.
Tim's journey began with excitement as he set off from his home. He first explored vibrant cities, tasted delicious street foods, and marveled at historical landmarks. Each new place brought a fresh wave of enthusiasm and happiness. The joy on Tim's face was contagious as he embraced each new experience.
As Tim ventured into remote areas and unfamiliar places, my anxiety grew. What if he encounters dangerous situations or gets sick? Every new destination seemed to come with its own set of risks. I kept hoping that Tim would stay safe and that his journey would go smoothly, despite my worries.
Even though there were obstacles, Tim didn't let them get in his way. He tackled every challenge with determination and grit. When he faced setbacks, he pushed through, demonstrating his resilience. I was ready to punch any problem that came his way, ensuring he could continue his adventure without too much hassle.
Some parts of Tim's journey were truly unpleasant. From enduring long flights with questionable food to dealing with unclean accommodations, it was a test of endurance. I was cringing at some of the less glamorous aspects of his travels. But I had to admit, despite the discomfort, Tim's spirit never wavered.
Eventually, Tim returned home, full of amazing stories and unforgettable experiences. His journey around the world had been an incredible adventure, filled with new friends, breathtaking sights, and personal growth. It was a true celebration of exploration and discovery, and his happiness was evident to everyone around him.
Even though I was anxious throughout Tim's travels, seeing him come back safe and happy was a huge relief. His adventure turned out to be a fantastic experience, and I felt reassured knowing he managed to handle everything so well.
Despite all the bumps along the way, Tim's journey was a success. He conquered challenges and made the most of every opportunity. I'm proud of his bravery and resilience throughout the entire trip.
Some parts of Tim's journey were truly unpleasant. From enduring long flights with questionable food to dealing with unclean accommodations, it was a test of endurance. I was cringing at some of the less glamorous aspects of his travels. But I had to admit, despite the discomfort, Tim's spirit never wavered.
Our stories have come to an end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and also leave your comments. See you next time, and goodbye. Hello everyone, dear friends. It's me, Joy, along with anxiety, anger, and disgust. Today, Tim is playing a mode called Minions Berry's Prison Run.
Hello, everyone. Look, Tim has been locked up here by the minions. There's one of them patrolling the corridor. Look, he looks scary, and he could harm us.
Forget about him. Let's escape through the ventilation quickly. Hi, subscribers. How's it going? Write in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is very important to us and to Tim.
Hi! This place is disgusting. Look at the walls and floor. Everything is covered in dust and dirt. Honestly, it was cleaner in the cell. Let's find a way out quickly. Subscribers, help us out!
Guys, let's stay optimistic. Everything is fine. Tim is smart and brave. He'll definitely find a way out of here. Where have we ended up? This room looks pretty strange, don't you think? Oh, look at that minion. He's so funny and cute, even though he's standing by the door.
Oh no! He's starting to move towards us. What should we do? We need to find a safe place quickly before he catches us.
Stop panicking. We need to move quickly and decisively. If we can make it to the ventilation, we can escape from him. Let's find our way and keep moving.
Oh no, not another ventilation. I can't stand these dirty, cramped spaces anymore. But if it's the only way to escape that dreadful minion, I'm ready to go through it.
We did it! We're in the ventilation now, and the minion can't reach us. Now we just need to find our way out and seize every opportunity.
Wow, what is this room? Everything looks so luxurious. And what if the chandelier in that room fell on us?
All right, we've ended up in the minions' dungeon. Tim needs to stay alert. Minions are very cunning and stealthy. They could appear right beside us at any moment. We must get through this challenge and move forward.
It's full of rats and so cold here. It's really disgusting. Guys, hit the like button and subscribe so we can get out of here as soon as possible.
Disgust. It's not that bad here. There's water, it's spacious, and it's humid. What's more interesting is what awaits us next. This is truly an exciting and amazing adventure.
Oh no, this huge ball could crush us. How do we move forward? It looks so terrifying. I'm about to cry from fear. Tim, please be careful. I'm begging you, make it to the end.
Anxiety. Tim is doing great. Come on, Tim, I believe in you. You can overcome this giant ball and make it to the end. Forward, just keep going.
Tim almost made it. Great job. He did it.
See? Even though you were worried, Tim has everything under control. He'll make it to the end.
Joy, I think this is a great moment to share a couple of interesting stories with our viewers. What do you think?
Yes, great idea. Let's share a couple of exciting stories with our viewers while Tim continues his adventure. I hope you'll enjoy them. Guys, have you hit the like and subscribe buttons? Then let's get started. This story is about Tim's transition to a new school. The first day at the new school was a real adventure. Tim was eagerly looking forward to it. There were many new faces around, and he was full of enthusiasm. I could feel his joy and inspiration. We eagerly watched as he smiled, made new friends, and explored his new surroundings. Each new discovery brought him joy, and his energy was simply contagious.
I couldn't help but worry about Tim. A new class, new teachers, new rules. Everything was new to him. I was concerned about how he would handle the adaptation and whether he would be able to get along with his classmates. Every little detail seemed important to me, and I was anxious about how he would feel in the new environment. I was scared that he might be left alone or that something might go wrong.
When I saw how some of the kids in class reacted to Tim, I was furious. I was irritated when some of the kids started teasing or showing unkindness. It was unfair. Tim deserved better than such taunts. I was ready to fight for his dignity and protect him from any attempts to belittle him.
Some moments of the first day were simply unpleasant. I felt disgusted when I saw the untidiness in the school cafeteria or locker room, and some kids behaved rudely and disrespectfully. All of this created an unpleasant impression and sometimes overshadowed the joy of new experiences. I was disappointed that the initial stage could be spoiled by such small things.
Despite all the difficulties, Tim managed to get through the first day. He found new friends and adapted to the new environment. His smile and positive energy returned when he realized that things weren't as scary as they had seemed at first. We were thrilled with his successes and the fact that he was able to overcome all the initial hurdles.
By the end of the day, I felt a sense of relief. Tim began to feel more confident, and his anxiety gradually subsided. Although I still worried about his adaptation, I saw that he started to get along with his classmates and felt more comfortable. It was reassuring.
I was glad that Tim was able to show who he was despite the initial difficulties. Even though some kids continued to behave inappropriately, Tim didn't let them break him and kept moving forward. I was proud of how he held his ground and didn't give in to provocations.
Although the first impression of the school had some unpleasant moments, I saw that Tim managed to overcome the difficulties and kept moving forward. It was important for him, and I understood that he was able to leave the negative moments behind and start a new chapter of his school life with a positive attitude.
Thus, the first day at the new school, though it began with worries and difficulties, became the start of a new and exciting adventure for Tim. We were happy to see his growth and development, and were confident that he would have many wonderful moments ahead. Hey guys, did you enjoy the story? Hit that like button and subscribe. When Tim watched the horror movie, he was thrilled by the plot and special effects. It was an exciting and tense adventure that kept him on edge until the very end. I was happy to see him enjoying the genre and how his eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. In the evening, he discussed the movie, sharing his favorite moments, and it was fun and interesting.
But as night fell, I began to worry. Tim became nervous and anxious, and although I knew the movie was just fiction, his fears started to haunt him. I was concerned he wouldn't be able to sleep, and that his nighttime fears might seriously affect his well-being. I was anxious about every creak and shadow that might remind him of the scenes from the film.
In the morning, when strange things started happening, I was outraged. Why did these things have to happen? It was unfair. Tim had already endured a night full of fears and anxieties, and now he was being plagued by oddities. It was simply unacceptable. I was ready to fight to protect Tim from any potential troubles.
When the oddities started occurring, I felt disgusted. The strange noises and mysterious events not only scared Tim, but also made me feel uncomfortable. I was distressed that reality seemed to be turning into a terrible movie that Tim had watched. It was unpleasant and gave me a sense of anxiety and distaste.
Despite all the fears and discomforts, Tim managed to find the strength to handle the situation. He began to see everything that was happening as mere coincidences and approached the situation with humor. His ability to find positivity, even in difficult situations, helped him overcome his fears and regain his calm. I was happy to see him smiling again and tackling all the problems with confidence.
As things began to settle down, I felt a sense of relief. Tim managed to handle the situation and regain his calm. Although I still worried about his nighttime fears, I was glad that he was able to see the events as part of his imagination and deal with them. It gave me confidence that he could handle any challenges that came his way.
I was glad that Tim could handle the situation despite all the discomforts. Although what was happening was unfair and annoying, he didn't let his fears take over and kept moving forward. I was proud of how he showed resilience and courage.
Although all these oddities were unpleasant and made me feel uncomfortable, I was happy that Tim was able to overcome his fears and return to a sense of normalcy. These events reminded us of how important it is to stay calm and not let fears and discomforts control us.
So, despite all the difficulties and nighttime fears, Tim managed to handle the situation and return to normal life. We were all happy to see his confidence and ability to deal with challenges. It was a lesson in how important it is not to let fears control you and to find joy and courage even in the toughest situations.
Hey everyone, our stories have come to an end. We really hope you enjoyed them. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Your support means a lot to us.
While we were sharing stories, Tim has reached the final challenge. Mega Minion Boss. This is a very serious opponent, but we will crush him. Tim is strong and brave, and he will definitely defeat him.
Oh no, he's so big and gross. It's disgusting to look at him. Do we have any other options? Do we really have to fight him? Maybe there's a way to avoid him somehow.
Hooray! Tim defeated the boss. We did it. Tim has completed this level. Guys, you definitely need to like and subscribe for this. It's amazing.
It was really scary, but this level is truly interesting and dangerous. Guys, thank you for being with us. Thanks for watching and for your support. Bye for now.
Hello, dear friends.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Today we will be escaping from prison in Roblox in the Mode Berries prison run. But before the escape begins, we wanted to ask you to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment on which map Joe should play next.
Yes, this really helps Joe. When you engage with the video, it becomes easier for Joe to complete the modes. Let's help him out.
Again with the vents. I hate them. Just let me know who the person is that installs them, and I'll fry them like a firecracker and blow them up.
Anger, calm down. We've already gotten out of it.
I think we should jump on those blocks to move forward.
Joe, don't look down. I'm really scared. Be careful when jumping on these blocks. If you fall, you'll land on the spikes.
It's so cold here, probably because of those large fans blowing in this direction.
Yes, I agree with you. It's very cold here.
I don't know. I actually feel quite warm.
Wow, these grates don't look very sturdy. Maybe we should look for another way?
No, there's no other way. We have to go through these grates. Joe, be careful when you jump on them.
I think we should break this grate with that key. Joe, take this key and break this grate.
It seems to me like this vent is connected to the bathroom, or why does it smell so bad here? I really dislike this odor.
Disgust, I think you're mistaken. I hear some screams. I think there's danger ahead. Joe, be careful.
Anxiety, you were right. There's a guard there. Joe, you need to be very fast to avoid getting caught by him.
Joe, run away from him quickly. If he catches you, he'll send you back behind bars. I don't think this pipe is meant for walking on.
Don't worry, Joe isn't heavy. He won't be able to break this pipe. Many people have walked and even jumped on it before Joe. As you can see, it's not broken.
Oh no, we forgot to press that red button to open that grate. We need to go down and press it. Joe, be careful not to get caught by the guard. It'll be really bad if you do.
Don't worry about him. He's very, very fat. I think he eats planets for breakfast. He'll never catch you. Even if you walk, he won't catch you. I don't know how they hire such fat guards. He can't catch anyone. Ha ha ha, don't be angry, guard. If you lose weight, you'll be able to catch everyone.
Stop insulting the guard already. It might hurt his feelings. Just run away from him. I even feel sorry for him.
Ah, these damn vents again. How much longer?
I was right after all. It is connected to the bathroom. Ew, it smells so bad here.
Yes, you were right. I really don't like this smell. It's just unbearable.
I completely agree with you. Let's get out of here as quickly as possible.
Here is the source of the smell. Don't pay attention to it, Joe. You need to take that shovel and start digging. We have to do this as quickly as possible.
It seems like a good time for stories. Oh, what a wonderful day it was when Joe decided to cook for the whole family. The kitchen was filled with excitement and anticipation. I could feel the joy bubbling up inside as we gathered ingredients and prepared to create something delicious.
Ugh, cooking again? Why does Joe always have to make such a mess? The chaos in the kitchen was infuriating. Spices scattered everywhere, pots clanging loudly. But I kept my cool, trying not to let my anger boil over.
The smells. Oh, the smells! As soon as Joe started chopping onions, my stomach turned. The pungent aroma filled the air, making me want to gag. Why couldn't Joe choose something less aromatic?
Oh dear, what if Joe burns the food again? I couldn't help but worry as I watched him handle the hot stove. What if something goes wrong? I fretted over every step, hoping we wouldn't end up with another kitchen disaster.
Despite the initial chaos and doubts, Joe's determination and our teamwork prevailed. We all pitched in, each of us playing our part to make sure everything turned out just right. The aroma of a well-cooked meal filled the kitchen, bringing smiles to everyone's faces.
Surprisingly, the food actually tasted good. Maybe Joe isn't so bad in the kitchen after all. I grudgingly admit that all the effort was worth it in the end.
I must admit, despite my initial aversion to the smells, the final dish looked quite appetizing. I cautiously tried a bite and was pleasantly surprised. It was delicious! Perhaps cooking isn't as bad as I thought.
Whew, everything turned out okay. I can relax now. Watching Joe cook was nerve-wracking, but I'm glad we were able to help him and enjoy a meal together as a family.
Now we will tell a story about how Joe learned to swim. Oh, what an exciting day it was when Joe decided to learn how to swim. The sun was shining brightly, and the pool shimmered invitingly. I could feel the anticipation and enthusiasm building up as we gathered by the water's edge.
Why does Joe have to do this now? The water is cold, and I hate getting wet. The thought of dealing with all this splashing and chaos is infuriating, but I tried to keep calm and not let my frustration show.
Oh no, what if Joe sinks or gets hurt? My heart raced with worry as I watched him hesitate at the edge of the pool. What if something goes wrong? I fretted over every possible scenario, fearing the worst.
The water. It's so gross. I can't stand the feeling of it on my skin, and the thought of all those germs floating around makes me shudder. Why did Joe have to choose swimming of all things?
Despite my initial concerns, Joe showed determination and courage. With our encouragement, he took small steps into the water, and I could feel his excitement growing with each stroke.
Oh, more splashing. Why does learning to swim have to be so messy? I grumbled inwardly, but begrudgingly admitted that Joe was making progress, even if it was annoying.
I held my breath as Joe practiced floating and kicking. Every little splash made me jump with anxiety, but I was relieved to see him improving under our watchful eyes.
The chlorine smell? It's overwhelming. I tried to stay back as much as possible, but I couldn't avoid the sensation of being surrounded by water. At least Joe seemed to be getting the hang of it, despite my discomfort.
Now I'll tell you a story about how Joe flew on a plane for the first time.
Oh, it's so exciting! I can't believe the feelings Joe is experiencing right now. I'm just overflowing with joy seeing him here in the airplane. His heart is racing as we take off, his eyes shining with delight. He dreamed of flying for so long, and now, finally, his dream is coming true. I feel his emotions filling every cell of his body. How he enjoys the views outside the window. How he smiles at every flight attendant and seatmate. It's wonderful to be a part of this moment of joy.
This airplane is absolutely dreadful. How can anyone sit comfortably in this cramped space? Why is everyone so slow and inattentive? These flight attendants are just useless. Why couldn't we choose a more comfortable flight? I'm seething with anger every time I see how we're being served. This is simply unacceptable. Joe, why aren't you showing more initiative? Why are you satisfied with this service? This flight isn't even worth our time and money.
What if something goes wrong? I'm nervous beyond belief. All these sounds, movements, vibrations. I can't stop thinking about potential issues. Flying on a plane is so dangerous. What if we have an accident? What if something happens to the engine? Joe doesn't realize all these risks. He's just enjoying the flight. But I fear for him. I feel his fear overwhelming me. His anxiety makes me worry and suffer. Every minute of this flight is a test for our nerves.
How can anyone stand being here? It's just a nightmare. This smell, these sounds, this cramped space. I just can't. I feel disgust washing over me with every breath Joe takes. How can he not feel this horrible atmosphere? It's all so dirty, so unpleasant. I just want to get out of here as quickly as possible. Joe, why can't you hear my cry of disgust? Why don't you understand that this place is simply hell on earth? The next story is about how Joe entered a new class and got to know his new classmates.
It was so exciting. When Joe entered the new class, I couldn't help but rejoice with him. His face lit up with a smile as he greeted his new classmates. He was so open and friendly. He quickly found common ground with the kids in the class, started talking to them, and showing interest in their hobbies. It was wonderful to see him blossom in this new environment, his eyes shining with joy from making new friends. We tried to support him, encourage him, and help him overcome any shyness. Each of his successes brought me immense joy.
I am just furious about this situation. Joe in a new class and his classmates, they are just unpleasant. Why aren't they showing more kindness towards him? Why aren't they making more effort to get to know him better? I am angry at how they are treating him. It's unacceptable. I quickly grew angry seeing how they ignore his attempts to befriend them. Joe deserves better. Why isn't he standing up for himself more? I'm ready to explode with anger if he continues to endure this.
I was terrified when Joe walked into that class. New people, new surroundings. How would he cope? What if they didn't accept him? We agonized over every word he said, every step he took. He looked so tense trying to start a conversation with his classmates. And what if they didn't understand his feelings and intentions? I felt his anxiety, how it overwhelmed him every minute. We tried to give him cues, support him, but every uncertain look he gave to those mocking faces intensified my fears. It was such a nerve-wracking experience.
I feel disgust overwhelming me as Joe tries to interact with these people. They are so unpleasant and hypocritical. How can he stand being in the same class with such awful people? I can't stand their appearance, their voices, their mannerisms. And every time Joe tries to engage in a conversation, I want to close my eyes and escape from here. This atmosphere fills me with disgust, and I hope Joe soon realizes what terrible people surround him.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comment. Bye, everyone! Hi, friends! We're so happy to see you back on our channel. Today is a very special day because Tim is going to tackle a new map in Roblox called Obby, but you're in bike. Can you imagine? Tim will be riding a bike and overcoming various obstacles. This will be an incredibly exciting adventure, full of unexpected twists and cool tricks. I can't wait to see how Tim handles all the challenges. Are you ready? I definitely am.
Yeah, today there will be a lot of action and tough challenges. I can already feel the tension building up. These obstacles can be really tough, but I'm sure Tim will get through all the difficulties and show everyone what he's capable of. Let's see how he handles each challenge along the way.
Oh, I'm already getting nervous just thinking about these obstacles. But don't worry, we'll be right there with Tim every step of the way, supporting him and helping him overcome all the difficulties. I hope everything goes smoothly and without any incidents. The most important thing is for Tim to be careful and remember safety first.
Honestly, I'm a bit skeptical. These bikes and obstacles can be dirty and unpleasant, but I still believe Tim will overcome all the challenges and show everyone how to do it stylishly and neatly. Let's cheer him on and see how he handles this test.
So, let's start our adventure. Today we'll be riding bikes and overcoming obstacles in Obby, but you're in bike. It's going to be fun and exciting. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and leave your comments. Let's go.
Don't judge Tim too harshly. He just recently started riding a bike, and he might fall. Let's support him when he falls. Support will definitely help him right now.
As you may have noticed, Tim is wearing black clothes today. This is protective gear, which helps our boy Tim avoid injuries when he falls. It protects him and, to some extent, gives Tim a rugged look.
Write in the comments if you like this map format. It's very important for us to know your opinion.
Story time. Today's story is about how Tim learned to ride a bike. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to share this amazing story with you. It was truly a joyful and thrilling week for Tim. It all started when he got his first bike. You should have seen his face when he unpacked it. Tim's eyes sparkled with happiness, and he was eager to try it out right away. The first day was full of fun. Tim rode around the yard, and every successful attempt felt like a little celebration. Do you remember when he first managed to ride a few meters without falling? His smile was so wide it seemed like it could light up the whole street. Every time he overcame a small challenge, he danced with joy and pride. Even when he fell, he got up with a genuine smile on his face, because he knew another success was just around the corner. For me, it was a real celebration watching Tim overcome obstacles with such positivity.
Well, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I must admit, watching Tim's first biking experiences was a real test for me. The first few attempts were full of anger and frustration. Each fall and failure made him flare up with irritation. He got mad when he couldn't keep his balance or when he crashed into bushes. It was hard for me to watch him struggle with his anger and frustration. Even when he couldn't immediately master the maneuvers, he still didn't give up. His anger and determination to improve helped him persevere, and that wasn't so bad after all. But every time he fell, I could feel my anger rising.
Oh, it was a real test for my anxiety. Every time Tim got on the bike, I literally trembled with worry. I was afraid he'd fall and get hurt, especially when he tried to ride over uneven terrain or perform tricky maneuvers. You should have seen how nervous he was when he stumbled or crashed into obstacles. I worried about every fall and every collision. Inside, I was shaking with fear that he wouldn't be able to handle it. But despite all this anxiety and worry, Tim kept moving forward. He learned to cope with his fears, and that was incredibly important for his success.
Honestly, I wasn't too thrilled about the process. Imagine how awful it was to see Tim coming home in dirty and muddy clothes after riding. Every time he fell into a puddle or mud, I just shuddered with disgust. The unpleasant sounds he made when getting up and his dirty hands after falls. It was all just revolting. But despite all these unpleasant moments, Tim continued to learn and move forward. His determination and willingness to keep going despite all this deserve respect. So despite all the difficulties and challenges, Tim managed to learn to ride a bike and now feels confident and happy. Each of us experienced our own emotions during this process, and that's what made his learning experience so special.
And the next story will be about how Tim learned to ride a skateboard. Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about how Tim learned to ride a skateboard. It was incredibly fun. Tim was so excited to get started. When he first got on the skateboard, his face lit up with joy. He couldn't wait to try skating around the park. Every time he successfully completed a trick or mastered a new move, his eyes sparkled with happiness. He was so thrilled with every little success, and I couldn't help but be excited with him.
Ugh, it wasn't easy. When Tim was just starting out, he often got frustrated and angry when things didn't go right. I felt my anger rise whenever he fell and his skateboard got damaged. It was infuriating when he couldn't pull off a trick that he had done before. His anger and frustration from falling sometimes made him forget about safety, which caused even more problems. But all these challenges made him stronger and more determined.
Oh, it was a real stress fest. I was constantly worried about Tim while he was skateboarding. Every jump and trick attempt gave me real anxiety. I was afraid he would fall and get hurt. It was especially scary when he attempted complex tricks at heights or on slippery surfaces. Every time he fell, my anxiety reached its peak. But as he got better at managing his skateboard, my anxiety calmed down a bit.
Ugh, I can't say I enjoyed this. There were moments when Tim would fall, and the dirty skateboard wheels would leave marks on his clothes and on the ground. It was unpleasant to see him come home in dirty clothes with bruises and scrapes. Sometimes he would forget about hygiene, and I had to see him eat with dirty hands or not clean his skateboard after riding. Although I tried to look away from these moments, Tim eventually learned to be more careful and take better care of himself and his equipment.
The next story is about how Tim learned to play the drums. I'm so excited to tell you about Tim learning to play the drums. It was truly magical. When he first sat down at the drums, his eyes lit up with excitement. The first few days were full of enthusiasm. He tried out different rhythms, mixed sounds, and even created his own combinations. Every time he got something right, his face lit up with a big smile. I remember how proud he was when he managed to play his favorite song. His joy was so contagious that even I felt excited. Every little success felt like a celebration, and seeing him so happy was incredibly delightful.
Well, I was also there for the lessons, and I have to admit it wasn't as easy as it might seem. Sometimes Tim turned into a real monster of anger when things didn't go right on the first try, especially when he was trying to master complex rhythms or change speeds. I saw his patience wearing thin and how he began to get angry at himself or the drums. There were many times when he couldn't keep his cool and would throw his drumsticks. It was tough to watch, and I couldn't help but get irritated. But that anger, though unpleasant, helped him face challenges and push through. You see, it was because of these difficult moments that he became stronger and better.
When Tim started his lessons, I just couldn't relax. I was constantly worried he might make a mistake, especially when he was trying out complex rhythms or when the drums were making loud noises. Every missed beat or wrong hit triggered real panic in me. I was anxious that he might overexert himself and worried that the loud sounds might disturb the neighbors. It was especially nerve-wracking when he practiced late at night. I tried to manage my fears and anxieties, and with each time he became more confident, I felt my anxiety gradually fading away.
Honestly, I wasn't thrilled about the process. When Tim was practicing hard, he was sweating, and his hands left marks on the drums. All that sweat and grime sometimes made me feel genuinely disgusted. I was unpleasantly surprised to see that he sometimes forgot to clean his drums after playing. This led to the drums becoming sticky and dirty, and the surrounding area wasn't in the best shape either. I felt a real discomfort from all this mess. Fortunately, over time, Tim started taking better care of his setup and keeping things in order, which made everything a little less disgusting. So, the journey of learning to play the drums was not only challenging, but also full of different emotions. Each feeling, whether it was joy, anger, anxiety, or disgust, played its role in this exciting process, and together, they made his learning experience truly unique.
We had so much fun today sharing stories and experiencing all the emotions with Tim. We hope you enjoyed it too. If you liked our stories and want to hear more, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next adventures. I hate it when people forget about that. Tim worked hard, and your support means a lot.
Oh, I hope everything went well and nobody forgot to subscribe. I was a bit anxious that something might go wrong. Your likes and subscriptions help us know you want more, and that makes us really happy.
And also, please leave comments. We need to know what you like and what you don't. No junk in the comments, please. We're doing our best to make everything interesting and enjoyable for you.
Thank you for being with us. See you soon, and remember, always stay cheerful and active.
Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.
Take care and don't forget to check out our channel.
Goodbye. We hope we didn't leave you with any unpleasant feelings.
Bye-bye, and see you next time. Hey everyone, guys, how did we end up here? Let's get out of this mode together.
That's right. Guys, help us escape from here by hitting the like button, subscribing, and we'll definitely make it out.
I'm about to punch him. Why the heck did they lock us up here? Let's get out of here, subscribers. Help Tim escape from this place.
It smells terrible in here. How about escaping through the ventilation?
Yes, Tim knows what he's doing. We're definitely getting out of here now.
We're going to end up outside, right? Oh no, it's really high up. I'm worried about our boy Tim.
Anxiety, don't worry. Everything will be fine. Tim is a smart boy. He can handle this obstacle.
Press that darn button, Tim. I'm about to boil over. Who dared to lock us up here? Does someone want our soul?
Tim isn't really gonna jump across those platforms, is he? Well, who am I kidding?
Guys, there's no need to worry. Tim has everything under control. He'll handle it. We just need to believe in him.
I do believe in him, but I'm very, very scared. What if our boy falls? What will happen to him? What if he doesn't make it?
Look how much fun it is here. So many toys. We can play with cars or ride on the big inflatable ship.
Wait, what's that? I see something behind the wardrobe. Oh God, someone is coming out. It's an old woman. She looks really scary.
Look at her. Her clothes are dirty and she looks disgusting. I can't stay here. I'm feeling sick. We need to find an exit quickly.
We're safe. The old woman is gone. I was so nervous, but now I feel like things are a bit better.
It's clear that she couldn't handle us. We managed to find a way out. But remember, if she comes back, be ready.
See, guys, everything's fine. We don't need to panic. Tim is handling it. Now we need to move those boxes so we can reach the ventilation.
I hate vents. It's so cramped and smells terrible. Isn't there another option?
No, disgust. We don't have any other option but to push through after everything that's happened.
Tim, what are you doing? The vent could be dangerous. What if you get stuck or fall?
Don't worry, Anxiety. Tim looks so brave. Just imagine what an adventure it is to crawl through the vent. It's like in the movies.
Yuck. It's so dusty and dirty. How can you crawl into such a creepy vent? Tim, you should find another way.
Tim, knock down that damn fence. It's blocking our way.
Anger? Why knock it down right away? We can be smarter and not break anything. Tim is a clever boy. He'll find a way out of any situation.
Tim, where have you ended up? This big room looks like a warehouse. It could be dangerous here. What if someone else is around?
Yuck. Everything here is dusty and dirty. This warehouse looks so neglected. I hope Tim doesn't plan to stay here for long.
All right, but let's not forget to be cautious. Places like this often have traps or locked doors. Let's stay vigilant.
Guys, I think it's a great time to tell you a story. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. It all started when we ended up in a class with this teacher. His name was Mr. Grimm, and he was known for giving everyone failing grades and always angrily pointing with his ruler.
When we first arrived in Mr. Grimm's class, I was very worried. The room was gloomy, and all the students looked frightened. Mr. Grimm was stern and irritable, and his ruler seemed so threatening. I was so anxious that this day would be terrible.
From the very beginning, I was furious about how Mr. Grimm treated the students. He was always scolding them and giving failing grades for the slightest mistakes. I wanted to do something to change the situation because his attitude was unfair.
When I saw how Mr. Grimm cruelly and mercilessly treated the children, I felt a deep sense of disgust. It was unpleasant to watch him use his ruler and how his rudeness destroyed the classroom atmosphere.
Despite all this, I decided to try to find a way to change the situation. I noticed that Mr. Grimm was lonely and never smiled. I had an idea. If we could show him how nice it is to be kind, maybe he would change.
I wasn't sure how to do this, but Joy suggested a plan. We decided to start by doing something kind for Mr. Grimm. We prepared small gifts and notes with kind wishes.
I supported the plan but was cautious. I wanted Mr. Grimm to understand how his behavior affected others. We brought him gifts and notes, hoping it would give him a reason to reflect.
At first, I was skeptical. I didn't like the idea of doing something for Mr. Grimm, but I understood that it might help. We carefully left the gifts on his desk and wrote kind words in the notes.
One day, when Mr. Grimm came into the class, he saw the gifts and notes. At first, his face looked surprised, but then, as he read the kind words, he began to change. Gradually, a smile appeared on his face, and he became more friendly.
My anxiety began to diminish when I saw that Mr. Grimm became softer. He started praising students for their efforts and even began using the ruler in more playful games rather than for punishment.
I was amazed by the changes. Mr. Grimm became attentive and understanding. He stopped giving failing grades without reason and started encouraging students for their successes. I was glad that our intervention helped change his attitude.
I couldn't believe that our plan worked, but the results were evident. Mr. Grimm had now become a kind and caring figure, and the classroom turned into a place where students felt comfortable and confident.
Mr. Grimm began spending time with the students, telling them stories and teaching them with a smile. His kindness was so genuine that the class became a place of joy and fun. We were all happy to see how he changed and how he became a beloved figure for his students.
Now I feel I can breathe a sigh of relief. Mr. Grimm has become not only kinder, but also more attentive to his students. It has been a true miracle.
Yes, it was a great change. I am glad that our effort and hard work helped improve the situation. It was a worthwhile endeavor.
Now I am pleased to see that the classroom has become a pleasant place for learning. I am glad that Mr. Grimm changed, and now students no longer have to fear him.
So, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust helped Mr. Grimm become a kind figure. This story shows that even the most difficult situations can be changed if approached with kindness and understanding.
Did you like it? If so, subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up, and let's move on to the next story.
This story is about how anger, disgust, anxiety, and I helped Tim deal with a situation at school. It all started when Tim began coming home upset. He told us that his classmates were bullying him. This was very hard for him.
I immediately felt how Tim was affected by being bullied. I constantly worried that the situation might get worse. I was concerned that Tim might feel even worse, or even refuse to go to school.
I was outraged that Tim was being bullied. It was unfair, and I couldn't stand that someone was treating him so poorly. I wanted to help Tim, but I didn't know how to do it right without making things worse.
I was appalled to hear about how Tim was being bullied. The bullies were so rude and uncivilized that I had no respect for them. I thought they deserved to be shown that their behavior was unacceptable.
I realized we needed to find a way to help Tim without causing harm to anyone. Together, we decided that the best way to help Tim was to support him in a way that made him feel confident and able to defend himself.
I was scared of the idea that we might do something that could make things even worse. But I understood that Tim needed support, and we needed to find a way to help him feel better and more protected.
I suggested to Tim that he should open up and talk to his teacher or parents about what was happening. It was important for them to know about the problem so they could help. I also advised Tim on how to use his words to make it clear to the bullies that their behavior was unacceptable.
I helped Tim come up with ways to respond to the bullies to show them that their actions were inappropriate. Instead of seeking revenge, we decided to demonstrate that Tim didn't have to tolerate such behavior. He could stand up for his rights with confidence.
Together with anxiety, anger, and disgust, we developed a plan to help Tim. He started to confidently speak to the bullies and show them that while they could hurt him, they couldn't break him. We supported him and taught him how to be assertive without being aggressive.
My worry about Tim gradually lessened as I saw him start to show confidence and resilience. He began to feel better and started believing in his own strength. I was happy to see that he was no longer afraid to openly express his feelings.
I am proud of how Tim handled the situation. He not only defended himself, but also taught the bullies that their behavior was unacceptable. It was fair and right.
I am glad that we helped Tim deal with the bullies without resorting to revenge. His confidence and ability to stand up for himself were the best responses. The bullies now understand that they shouldn't treat people the way they treated Tim.
In the end, Tim felt much better. His confidence grew, and he started enjoying his days at school. We were all happy to see him become stronger and more self-assured. It was a great example of how important it is to have friends' support and a proper approach to solving problems.
Now I feel that everything will be okay. Tim has learned to handle difficult situations and not be afraid of them. This was crucial for his confidence and self-respect.
I am satisfied with how everything turned out. Tim was able to show that he wouldn't let anyone treat him badly. It was well-deserved.
I am happy that Tim managed to deal with this unpleasant situation. His confidence and courage were well earned, and he now knows that he deserves respect.
So, with the help of anxiety, anger, disgust, and me, Joy, Tim was able to overcome the difficulties and become more confident. It shows that together we can handle any challenges and help each other become stronger.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now.
Hello! Before we start this video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and don't forget to hit the like button. As usual, we've got joy, anxiety, anger, and disgust with us. And now, Tim and I are diving into a very scary and exciting mode, Dr. David's hospital run.
Guys, wish Tim and me good luck and support us in the comments. This mode is really scary, and I'm really worried about our boy Tim.
Wow, this guy seems to have lost it. That doctor looks really unfriendly. We need to get out of here, and fast.
Oh, no, there's blood. I don't like blood, it's awful. It makes me feel so sick. Where did it come from? Why is there so much of it? Ugh, it's disgusting. Tim, I really hope this isn't human blood.
Disgust, calm down. We're in a hospital. What could possibly go wrong? It's probably just ketchup on the walls, or maybe someone spilled some juice. Why assume it's blood right away?
You're right, but where did these spikes come from? If the blood is just juice, are the spikes supposed to be traffic cones? This is ridiculous and really scary. Tim, please be careful.
I'm so angry. I'm absolutely furious. We need to act before I completely lose it. What the heck is Tim doing? Forced to escape from this hospital. Hospitals are supposed to heal people, not injure them and make them risk their lives just to escape.
Oh no, look at the floor. Those are glass shards. What if Tim gets hurt and he starts bleeding? Ugh, this is awful. Where did these shards come from? Tim, please be more careful while looking for the exit, okay?
See, everything's fine. Tim didn't touch a single piece of glass. But I see lasers up ahead, and that looks challenging. But I'm sure Tim will handle it and overcome this next challenge.
Wow, the atmosphere here is terrifying. Glass, lasers, and now acid. This is a really intense mode, guys. Help Tim get through it. Don't just stand by. We can't leave Tim in such a tough situation. We have to support him. Tim, you're doing great. Keep moving forward, but stay alert and don't get hurt.
I see how Tim confidently and calmly navigates these obstacles, but I'm still so angry. And I'm still puzzled. Why are we escaping from a hospital? Why aren't we safe here? This is really strange.
Guys, let's take a break from this horrific situation and share some interesting stories with our viewers. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and let us know in the comments which mode you want to see next. Now, let's get started.
Well, all right. This story is about how we managed to deal with aliens, and it was amazing. It all started when we learned that evil horned aliens were planning an invasion of our world. We were overwhelmed with emotions, fear, anger, and disgust mingled in our minds, but we knew we had to act. My heart was literally singing with joy as we began our strategy to save the world. Tim and his friends, our allies, prepared for the fight. We developed a plan, coordinated actions, gathered resources, and fortified defenses. I felt incredible happiness knowing that everyone was working together for a common goal.
But joy was interspersed with anxiety. Everything seemed so unpredictable. I watched as the aliens captured cities, and each time I was in a panic. We didn't know how they operated, what their weaknesses were, or the best way to stop them. In every situation, I imagined the worst-case scenario. What if they unveiled new weapons? What if someone from our team got hurt? My worry never left me for a moment, but I tried to stay calm for the team's sake.
When the aliens began their attacks, I could barely contain my anger. I saw them destroying our cities and treating people ruthlessly, and I just couldn't hold back. My rage grew with each new destruction, with every piece of news about their actions. These horned creatures were a real threat, and their actions made me furious. I was determined to do everything I could to stop them and take revenge for all they had done.
Their appearance and methods were also horrendous. These aliens looked disgusting. Their horns and strange bodies filled me with revulsion. I couldn't get used to their sinister appearance or the destruction and filth they left behind. My disgust was heightened by the thought that they could destroy everything we love. I felt disgust not only towards their appearance, but also towards their cruel actions.
But despite all this, we found a way to fight back. Our team, despite all the challenges, united. We exploited the aliens' weaknesses and applied a new strategy developed by Tim and his friends. Every step was carefully planned. Every move aimed at consolidating our efforts. I was overjoyed to see our plan start working, how the aliens began to retreat. It was thrilling and incredibly joyful.
I was still worried that something might go wrong. As the aliens retreated, I continued to be concerned about ensuring protection and recovery. We had only just begun to develop a strategy for rebuilding and safely returning to normal life. My fears didn't completely disappear, but I tried to focus on what we had managed to do to rectify the situation.
My anger gradually subsided, but I was still dissatisfied with what had happened. Although we had defeated the aliens, the memories of the destruction and cruelty remained. I was determined to do everything possible to ensure such threats wouldn't recur. My anger shifted towards ensuring safety and preventing future threats.
When the aliens left, I saw people starting to rebuild their cities. I felt that despite my disgust at their actions and appearance, we could overcome any difficulties. I watched as people cleaned the streets, repaired damaged buildings, and even in this, there was something inspiring. Although I felt revulsion towards the destruction, I saw how collective effort helped us return to normal life.
Our efforts paid off. We saved the world, and although there were many challenges, everything turned out well. We saw people smiling again, children playing in the streets, and it was wonderful. Tim and his friends were heroes, and I'm proud that we all managed to overcome this trial together. This experience showed that even in the toughest times, when joy, anxiety, anger, and disgust mix, we can find strength and unite for a common goal. It's a reminder that we can overcome any difficulty if we work together.
I hope you enjoyed the story. Feel free to share any concerns or feedback you might have in the comments. And remember, subscribing and liking helps us a lot. Thanks for being with us.
The next story might blow your mind. It was like a fairy tale. We found ourselves with Max, a talking, intelligent dog. I remember how thrilled he was when his new family came to get him. Max immediately started wagging his tail, and I could feel his joy literally overflowing. Every morning as he woke up, I could see how eagerly he awaited walks and new adventures. I was delighted to see how he found joy in simple things like playing with a ball or lying in the sun.
But of course, not everything was so easy. I was anxious when Max found himself in a new environment. Every new situation could be stressful for him. I was particularly worried when he first encountered other dogs at the park. What if they turned out to be aggressive? What if Max got scared and ran away? I constantly watched his behavior, trying to understand how he felt, and was ready to intervene if anything went wrong.
When I saw Max facing mistreatment, my anger exploded. One day at the park, someone was rude to him and I couldn't stand it. Seeing Max being pushed or teased was incredibly upsetting. I was ready to confront those who might hurt him. I was determined to protect him so he wouldn't feel unhappy or abandoned. My resolve to ensure justice prevailed was unwavering.
I felt disgusted when encountering those who neglected or treated Max with indifference. It was unpleasant to see some people ignore him or treat him disrespectfully. These moments were very tough for me, and I felt that the world could be a harsh place. The disgust towards such treatment helped me understand the importance of showing care and compassion.
Despite the difficulties, I was thrilled to see how Max found joy in his new relationships. He loved playing with kids and meeting new friends. I especially remember how he met a puppy named Benny. They quickly became best friends and spent a lot of time together. Watching Max and Benny run and play happily was simply delightful. Every moment of their friendship brought joy to me as well.
I continued to feel anxious when Max faced new situations. I was particularly scared when he was left alone for the first time. How did he feel? Did he feel lonely or scared? I worried about how he was coping and tried to ensure he was as comfortable and safe as possible.
My anger flared up again when we learned about other dogs also facing mistreatment. I was ready to fight for them just as I did for Max. I felt it was my duty to do everything possible to protect all dogs from unfair treatment and ensure their rights and safety.
Again, when I saw how some people treated dogs with indifference or cruelty, it made me feel disgusted. Especially when we encountered situations where dogs weren't given enough food or care. It was unbearable, and I felt that we needed to work towards changing such situations to make the world kinder and fairer.
In the end, after experiencing all these emotions and challenges, I felt we had done a lot for Max. He became part of a loving family, and his life was filled with joy and happiness. I'm proud that we could make his days better and help him find his place in the world. Every moment we spent together was filled with happiness and love.
Despite everything, I continued to feel a bit anxious. Our work is never done, and I will always worry about ensuring Max's safety and care. But seeing him happy and healthy brings me relief and joy.
I also felt that our efforts were not in vain. Although we faced difficulties, I was proud to have protected Max and made his life better. My anger faded when I saw him becoming part of happiness and love.
I still feel disgust towards how sometimes people can be cruel, but understanding that we can change the situation makes me more determined to work on improving the world for all animals.
And so, with each new day filled with happiness and love, we continue to make the world a better place. Our journey with Max has shown us the importance of care and kindness, and we are ready to keep doing it so that all beings can be happy and loved.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye.